So let's talk about our first concept of self-defense, which would be your intuition. Now, your intuition is that inner voice that tells you if something is going to go wrong. Now, we all have it, no matter if we're a child, a teenager, or an adult. The main thing I want you to do is understand you want to listen to that intuition and then act upon it. So, for instance, if I see Sensei Joe on the street and I know there's just something wrong, he seems a little bit creepy to me, all right? I want to acknowledge the intuition and then I want to remove myself from that situation. I don't want to be polite to him because that's when I get into trouble. So that intuition is your inner voice. It's telling you if something is wrong. If you get that intuition about anything, acknowledge it first and then find a solution and act upon it. And the best thing to do would either be remove yourself from the situation or, if needed, physically defend yourself. So let's talk about just being aware of your surroundings. So the first thing I want to tell you about this is you want to make sure you're just aware of the people around you because they pose a lot of the danger to your safety. So if you're in a big crowd or maybe you're in an unfamiliar situation, you want to just kind of just look at people and just kind of get that feeling, listening to your intuition about them, okay? And that intuition is never wrong. We want to listen to it. So we're aware of the people around us. We also want to be aware of the place we're at. So if I'm in a place I don't really know, I'm noticing where the exits are. So for here in our dojo, our exit is over here. So that's important because if I'm in an unknown place, I want to make sure I'm at least close to the exit. I never want to box myself off in the corner because if something dangerous happens, I want to make sure I can exit the building or the place as soon as possible. In the event that you're traveling somewhere and you're still unfamiliar, you want to pay attention to the landmarks that are around you. So landmarks could be something like a police station, a fire station, or somewhere where you feel it's comfortable to go, or something that sticks out that you could tell somebody where you are. So again, being aware of your surroundings is really important in your self-defense. Now, listening to that intuition, if I feel I'm in danger, I'm going to be physically attacked, I am going to physically fight back. This is the only way I'm going to get somebody to stop hurting me, okay? And you have the power in you to do this. I'm going to teach you the moves, but remember, as I physically fight back, I'm going to run away as soon as I can. I don't want to injure him more than I need to. I just want to get to safety, and then I'll tell my parents or somebody that I trust. So, if I'm physically fighting back, I'm always in my self-defense stance, okay? I can strike them first if I feel I need to defend myself. I do not have to wait for Mr. Joe to punch me in the face 5 times and then decide, oh, it's a good idea. Sensei Mark told me I should defend myself now. It's too late, especially if we're talking about an adult adversary, okay, or attacker. So for here, I'm always in my self-defense stance. I'm facing my adversary. Now, a couple things we'll go over is using our open palm strike, our hammer fist strike, or our finger poke strike to quickly defend myself. We would call this your emergency response technique, and we'll go into this a little bit more in detail, but for now, understand, this is the technique I'm going to use if I'm physically attacked. I'm going to use it right away so it's quick. So again, remember, if someone's grabbing you, or someone's trying to punch you, or somebody is pushing you, and you think you need to defend yourself. Physically fight back, quickly, and then run to safety. Now let's talk about a concept that I think is extremely important. And this means that if I'm in a physical altercation with somebody, I'm never going to go with them to a second location, okay? So if I'm in the playground and somebody tries to attack me there, this is where I make my defense. I'm not getting in a car with them, I'm not getting on a bus, I'm not getting on a van, I'm not going with them and walking with them. I'm going to defend myself right here. And the reason is, I can guarantee you, the person who's attacking you is not taking you to a public place. They're not going to take you to the mall. So your chances of survival are the best right where the attack happens, okay? So we never go to a second location. Which means, if he's going to grab my wrist and he's going to pull me, I never go with them, all right? I might take a step to strike them, but I'm never going with him. If he tells me that somebody's in trouble and they need my help, I'm not going with them. I don't know this person. There's no trust, okay? I also want to let you know that, yeah, there might be some times where you do trust this person, right? Because they gained your trust, maybe falsely, or maybe they have your trust. But if your intuition tells you that something isn't right about the situation, you still do not go to a second location, okay? So I never go to a second location. Understand that if there's an attack, it starts and it ends right where you are. And then once you successfully defend yourself, you run to safety. So now let's talk about a situation in which you find yourself lost. Now, good safety protocol would be I'm telling my parent, my guardian, or a friend where I'm going to go and what time I'll be back, okay? However, if I find myself lost in a situation, I want to do a couple things. First, I want to try to find a police officer or somebody, a firefighter, somebody who can help me get back to my parents, okay? Or if I'm walking around and I see somebody I know, I can go up to them. But if I'm in a situation where I'm lost and I don't know anybody, I'm going to try to find a female that I feel is trustworthy. Okay, we're going to avoid the males. We're going to look for a female that we feel we can go up to and who would help us. All right, so again, if you're going somewhere, tell your parents, tell your guardians, tell them what time you'll be home. If you're going to be late, you call them. If I find myself lost, I'm looking for a police officer like Mr. Joe to come up to and tell him that I'm lost or that I need help. If I can't do any of that, I'm going to find a female that I feel is trustworthy and go up to her and then tell her I need help. Again, make sure you understand, if you're lost, you're going to find a female that your intuition tells you is trustworthy, and you're going to go up to them for help. So now let's cover our self-defense stance that we're going to do all our defenses and strikes from. So if I'm right-handed, my right foot's going to be back, my left foot's going to be forward, and my hands are going to be up. So my palms are going to be up just like this, facing my attacker. All right? So if I'm with Mr. Joe, he's in here, my right foot's back, which is my power hand, my most dominant hand. My left hand's up and I'm facing him. Now, a couple things with this. I want to be assertive. I told you this. We want to make sure we look him in the eyes, right? I'm not looking down because I can't defend him and it's showing that I'm a little bit weak. So I look him in the eyes, I'm up here and I'm going to give him that verbal directive to stop, stay away from me. All right? Now, the good thing about this stance, it allows me to punch, it allows me to kick. If he was trying to tackle me, it allows me to step out of the way and hook him. If he was trying to grab me, it allows me to move my body. So this stance is very versatile. It allows you to move and defend yourself quickly. So in any situation, say Mr. Joe's walking up to me and I see him come up, and I get that intuition something's not wrong, I go right into my stance. And you can see how he flinched. This is really good for me. So your self-defense stance, one more time. If I'm right-handed, my right foot's back, my left foot's forward. I'm about shoulder width apart, and my toes and my heels are in line. Just like this, my hands are up, they're in, and I'm looking at my adversary. Remember, I want to make sure I'm assertive in this stance and that I'm taking control of this situation.